Good morning, everyone. As you can see out the window, my husband is mowing the lawn. Yes, it has been really, I do not know what this camera is doing. Can you see it like it going dark and then later? Don't know. I had a problem with my last video. I had to go back and redo because as I was editing, I realized that it lost its entire voice. There was no volume at all. It was like gone. Don't know what happened there either. But just hoping it's one of those little glitches because, yeah, really not in a position to be buying new cameras. Today, what was I saying? Wait a minute. Oh, I was saying that because of the project that we have going on, he hasn't been able to get to mowing the lawn very much. So it really needed mowed, or yeah, we were gonna have to bring a tractor in to, yeah, because it was just getting too long. But today, what I want to do is I wanted to share with you just an idea of what you can do with some of your tomatoes if you're just getting too many in before you're ready to can. And for me, I'm talking about the tomatoes that I grew just to eat. I only grew 2 plants and they were in pots. I did not expect to get this many tomatoes out of it. It just must have been a good season for tomatoes. And these are called Early Girl. They're a very good eating tomato for you to slice and put on your sandwiches or whatever, in a salad, on tacos, that kind of stuff. But I have so many of them, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat them all before they ripen up too much and spoil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice them thinly, and I am going to dehydrate them. And I have 10 trays that I'm going to fill up with these slices of tomatoes and dehydrate them. And I've done this before. I just put an oxygen absorber in the jar, and I just mark the jar, the season, like the summer of 2022 tomatoes, that sort of thing. And that way, it's a nice way for you to be able to add to your stews, your chili, things like that. Keep in mind your seeds and that are still going to be in it, but that doesn't bother me with chili. So that's what I do. I find it works out really nice, and it adds a nice flavor to your stews and chilies. So yeah, I have 2 big plants outside of Roma tomatoes, and those are the ones that I want to use to can. So those, I have tons of them, but they're still green, so they are taking a little longer to get ripened up. And so yeah, that's kind of why I don't want to can these. Plus I really don't have enough to really can these. I have 3 baskets. I have this basket here, and then I have the basket behind me there. Those still are not quite ripe, so those will have to wait. And then I have this basket. Woo, they're ready to fall off. So anyways, that's what I am going to do. And yes, don't know what else I'm going to do, but I'm going to get to slicing. And oh, I forgot. If you are, a little weird like me, and you don't like how tomatoes stain these, because you don't want to just put them on your dehydrating tray. Trust me on that, because they do stick a little bit, so you need to be able to, get a little spatula underneath there and pull them up. And but they stain this. It's like this even went through the dishwasher, and I don't know if you can see it, but you can literally see where I had every tomato slice. It doesn't come clean. I've tried everything. And so what I've started to do is I've started to just cut out a piece of parchment paper, and I just traced it, and I'll just cut this out, and I'll just cut out 10 of these. That way I can just throw them out. So I've just learned that when it comes to the things that will stain them, because that bothers me, yeah, if it doesn't bother you, that's fine. But I just use parchment paper. Plus, it's actually easier to get them off because you can kind of like just pop them off with the parchment paper. So that's just what I do. Anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm going to get to slicing and dicing, and I will talk to all of you in just a little while. Well, surprisingly, I did not have enough for all 10 trays. It's just not quite quite as ripe as I thought they were. A lot of them were very ripe, so I did need to do some, but what I ended up getting was 7 trays. And I did want to emphasize that you do need to cut these, sorry, I bumped the camera. You do need to slice them thinly. Otherwise, your amount of time to dehydrate is going to be really long. And I put these on at 135 degrees on my dehydrator. That was what my dehydrator recommended. And so I just encourage you to kind of look to see what yours says for fruits and vegetables. So anyways, yeah, got this part done. Gonna wait for them to ripen up and do a few more in a few days and see how that goes. And it's gonna be exciting to be able to can some tomatoes. I am looking forward to doing that. It's been a while. I usually do them every other year for canning tomato sauce because I make so many that I just, don't really need to have it done every year. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, we'll get into our devotion in just a minute. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3, where Paul says that God is the God of all comfort. You see, in 2 Corinthians, the first chapter, verses 8 and 9, Paul says to the Corinthian church that he experienced acute affliction, even to the point where he despaired even of life. Yet in the midst of it, he experienced God's comfort. You see, the word that is used in the Greek for affliction literally means pressure or burden. So Paul says that God comforts us in all our afflictions or pressures or burdens. No matter what affliction we face, no matter how severe our afflictions are, God can comfort us. Now, I also want you to notice that the word here is comforts. It's plural. That means that God continually comforts us in our afflictions. Our friends and our family, well, they can comfort us for a certain period of time. But the Lord, He comforts unceasingly. The word comfort here, it doesn't mean mere sympathy. Rather, it communicates the idea of a person who is called alongside his friend, the one who encourages his friend. God is not indifferent to our pain. He comes alongside of us when we face afflictions, and He comforts us. There are several scriptures that demonstrate that God comforts us, and we can encourage our soul when we ponder on these promises. In Psalms 94, verse 19, we're told, "When the cares of my heart are many, your consolations cheer my soul." And then in Psalm 147, verse 3, it says, "He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds." In Isaiah 66:13, "As one whom his mother comforts, so I comfort you." And then in Matthew 5, verse 4, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." God comforts us in all of our afflictions, and that is a comforting truth. You see, the Holy Spirit, the Comforter, and that is who comes and comforts us. We are able to experience God's comfort through the Holy Spirit who dwells in us. For instance, when you seek God in your affliction by reading the Word, the Spirit comforts your soul. As you pray in your troubles, He encourages you to trust in the sovereign Lord. The Spirit even uses God's people to minister to you through their comforting words and deeds. The wonderful news is that his helper will be with us forever. Jesus was physically present with his disciples for only about 3 years during his earthly ministry. However, his comforting presence would be with his disciples and with us through the Spirit forever. What an awesome privilege. God bless. I hope that this has helped someone. And yeah, if you could do me a little favor and you could just give it a thumbs up, because this helps to put it at YouTube to know that they should put it out to more people, so it can get this video out and perhaps these words can comfort someone else. God bless, and I will talk to you in the next video.